Hello. All right, we're going to walk through some attribution settings that you can toggle to look at your results in different ways, see what is the best sort of models for you to be looking at attribution for, and all of that good stuff. Really just showing the flexibility and sort of customization and control that you can apply to Podscribe when you're doing things like attribution. So to start out, we're going to dive into the Overview tab, which is a sub-tab in the actual Campaigns tab. So make sure you're in Overview. Up here, as you know, you can select a specific advertiser if you're an agency or a publisher. If you're an advertiser or a brand, you're only going to see yourself, but select whatever you want. We can look at things across all of our podcast ads for a specific date range, any shows, any campaigns, or we can drill down into a specific campaign or specific show and see specific attribution data there. But really what we're going to dive into in this training is the attribution settings that you can toggle and again, change and adjust to see how Podscribe can attribute certain ad exposures to conversions. So to start out, let's go to the gear icon right up here. We're going to click on that, and that is our settings dropdown, which is going to show you all of the different types of attribution settings that you can toggle. On the left here, you have the conversion window or the attribution window. You can set your attribution window for either podcast or streaming or both. If you have a different attribution window you want to look at for podcasting, you can adjust that. If you have a different attribution window you want to look at for streaming, you can adjust that as well. Podscribe's default is 30 days, which means that from ad exposure to purchase, Podscribe will attribute a conversion to that ad exposure if that conversion, whether it's a purchase, a app download, a lead, whatever it is, comes within 30 days after that listener was exposed to the ad. You can narrow that down. We can drop it down to 15, and you'll be able to see that the conversion numbers, the site visitors, all of that stuff updates in real time because we are now narrowing the window for which we want orders, purchases, conversions to be attributed to those podcast ads. So now at 15 days, any purchase that comes through after being exposed to an ad within 15 days is going to be attributed to the podcast ad. So again, Podscribe's default's 15 or 30. If we bring that back up to 30, again, you'll see now we're looking at 152 conversions, 2.7K visitors. If we drop that back down to, or we can go down, let's try out 7. Again, you'll see those conversion numbers, site visitors update in real time. Now we're looking at 511 site visitors and 28 conversions. So you are in the driver's seat, full control. Lots of different brands will have their own standards for how they want to measure attribution and what purchases they want to assign or attribute credit to when it comes to podcast ads. So if you're a publisher and agency, really that's a conversation you're going to have with the brand. And if you're a brand, it really all depends on a number of things. Whether it's your AOV, your average, sort of path to purchase, the time it takes, ad exposed people to convert, all of that great stuff. But again, you're in control. The, max is 60 days and the lowest is 1 day. So if you want to only attribute purchases to listeners who were exposed to the ad and then purchased like that day or the next day, that's a great one for you as well. Again, same thing for streaming. You can adjust that window. Our default window for streaming is 14 days, but in real time, again, you can update that however you want. The other settings, these aren't as important, but you can look at whether you want to include conversions from all purchases or only impressions from that date range, sort of up to you. We have attribution models that you can select and change. Our default is multi-time decay. This basically means that, there's multiple different ads or multiple different paths somebody might take from hearing your ad to actually purchasing. Maybe they only listen to one ad, maybe they listen to a couple ads. So multi-time decay basically is going to assign partial credit to all of those different ad exposures that led to the eventual conversion. And multi-time decay gives the most amount of partial credit to the ad they were exposed to right before the purchase and then decays down to the first. So again, this isn't going to change the attribution models, whether you're looking at first, last, multi, which is linear, or multi-time decay, not going to change your results like the attribution window will, because again, it's just allowing you to look at what ads you're getting credit to, where the window is going to assign the time frame in which you are allowing that credit. But as I mentioned, it will change things like what shows, what placements, what publishers, what individual ads are actually getting that credit based on what you're looking at. So multi-time decay, probably default. Again, it allows you to show that full funnel. What other ads were they exposed to that, before they made that purchase? And let's make sure those ads get some credit, even though they might not have been the last one that they heard before they purchased. They still were a path of the customer's journey, and they impacted that listener to pushing them closer to the conversion in some way, shape, or form. Again, multi, which is basically linear, just general, multi is going to assign partial credit evenly to all of the ad exposures or all of the touch points that listener had of your ads before they purchased. Last is going to give all the credit to the last ad that they were exposed to before they purchased, and first is going to give all the credit to the first ad that they were exposed to before they made the purchase. So again, all up to the brand, up to the advertiser. There's lots of different reasons why you would select one or the other. We see that multi-time decay is the most helpful, but we have a whole blog on how you should choose, or how you could choose your attribution model that we'll link below. The last setting, which is a really, really powerful one, are exclusions. So from the date you installed, that advertiser installed Podscribe's pixel, we have the ability to track who's coming to the website, who's purchasing. So one of the things that you can do is turn off or exclude any prior customers or any prior visitors. These, both of them, customers or visitors, excluding them is basically going to say from the date that Podscribe had, or the Podscribe's pixel was installed, if somebody came in that wasn't, directly correlated to podcast ads, but then later was exposed to a podcast ad and then made a purchase, we're not going to give that credit to the podcast ad, because there were other ad exposures across different channels, other things that led them to visit the website, led them to purchase even before they actually heard the ad. So this is a great one if you're specifically trying to narrow down, your results, look at things, in a much more like one-to-one comparison, trying to equate, direct ad exposures to purchases. This will definitely help. Again, we're not going to be able to pull in or exclude anybody that came in, visited, or purchased before that pixel was placed, but following that pixel, we'll be able to exclude those. The other types of exclusions that we have is excluding referrers or UTM sources or UTM mediums. So these basically mean that while this user may have been exposed to a podcast ad, if they came through right before they purchased another channel like a Google Ads or an email or a Facebook, we don't want to give that credit to the podcast. Because maybe Facebook and that ad creative, we want to make sure that gets credit because it was a thing that led them to convert. So you've got a lot of different options here. Podscribe is going to pull in because we have our pixel on site and we're looking at the inbound traffic. We're going to be pulling in all of the refers and all of the source mediums that we are seeing come to your website. And you have the ability to turn them off, turn them on. But again, it will basically exclude any conversions from being attributed to podcast ads if the channel, the refer, the UTM source or medium came from something else. So Google Ads, maybe email because it's an own channel. And then let's see, maybe affiliate. We wanted to turn that off as well. So again, you'll see in real time, and maybe we'll adjust this conversion window so we're looking back at 30 days, but you'll see when you turn those on or off, like let's see, let's remove them all. You'll see those conversion numbers update. So now we're looking at 109. If we excluded Google Ads, for instance, now we're looking at 83. So that means that there were that many conversions that despite them, yes, being exposed to podcast ads, they came in via a different refer or a different, URL prior to purchasing. And we want to make sure that channel gets credit. So that's sort of it. Again, conversion window, attribution model, and then exclusions. All of these totally in your control. Play around with them. We encourage that. Look at the data and what we're attributing when you toggle things on or toggle things off, and use them to do what's best for your brand and make the best decisions.